everybody. Welcome back into the NASCAR Illustrated studio. I'm Stephen Levine.
Wait a minute. This is the Sporting News studio.
No, it's the NASCAR Illustrated studio.
We shoot so many Sporting News videos in here.
And I've got the shirt to prove it. It doesn't say Sporting News. Well, NASCAR Illustrated.
Just because you come in here as some kind of interloper with your special, you know, Garanimals wear there.
Looks like NASCAR to me. Anyway, we're going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway
is NASCAR
this weekend.
A sport?
Of course.
Okay, I think I just rested my case.
No, you didn't. That has nothing. Whatever. We're going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway this weekend. Don't take it for granted.
Okay, more cleverness.
And, you know, New Hampshire, I think of it as a short track, but technically, I guess you like to say it's a big short track, whatever that means.
Look, it's a short track in the sense that that's the way you set your car up, that's the way you run the thing. Talk to anybody.
I talk to everybody.
You don't talk to everybody, first of all. Do you talk to my Aunt Martha?
I do.
I don't think so.
She doesn't speak very highly.
Last time I asked her, she said she'd never heard of you.
She doesn't speak very highly of you, by the way.
You know why? Because you're an 8th-tier celebrity. You know what that means?
Yes, only your Aunt Martha knows who I am. All right, so...
It means your mom knows who you are.
It's flat. It's relatively short. It's also slick, this track. There's
well, look, it's so flat that it's hard to get grip in the corners. And so you think of a dynamic like Martinsville. Some people say it's a big Martinsville. It's not exactly like that. I don't think it's quite... It's sort of like as Bristol is to Dover, so, you know, Martinsville is to New Hampshire.
What is this, the SATs or something?
If you want to do it that way, we can. And you would probably get a failing grade. But my point is, it's flat. The tricky part is to get your car to rotate, and then when you step on the gas, have the thing hook up and drive up off the corner.
We like to call that forward bite.
Forward bite. So if you can get your car to do that, rotate in the middle, get some forward bite when you want to drive up off the corner, you will be able to pass people. Now, Jeff Burton said a while ago...
And he used to be the master of this track.
He was very good here. He said at New Hampshire, and I think this is still mostly true, you get a few guys that are hooked up and they can pass. But if you're not one of those guys that's got that balance down, it's tough. And then track position becomes more important to you. So... I think you'll see a couple guys that can get to the front and do what they got to do, but for a lot of guys, this will be a track position race.
And we'll talk about who some of those guys are when we come back with Miss Sprint Cup herself.
Yeah, you got to wade through all this to get to the good part.
Exactly.
The Miss Sprint Cup part.
Right. Welcome back, everybody. As promised, we are now here with Brooke Werner, Miss Sprint Cup, to talk drivers. But first, we have to go over the standings.
All right, let's do it.
From last week.
What happened?
Where are we?
I don't think it was good for me.
I came in the lead with my junior pick. He came in 8th.
Nice.
Tom, you had Kyle Busch. That was good enough for 2nd. And Kim's Matt Kenseth pick didn't work out. But
are we in 3rd?
They won the side bet,
You're
though,
in 3rd.
Right?
We'll get to the side bet.
Oh, boy.
So Miss Sprint Cup is in 3rd. With 28 points, Tom and I are tied for 1st with 31. But there was a side bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
with no points.
Are we like conspiring? Like what's happening right now?
He lost the side bet. He and Kim had a side bet as to which Busch brother would finish better. He took Kyle.
I did.
And Kim took Kurt.
Interesting.
So Miss Sprint Cup won the side. Now you don't get anything for that.
We don't get anything for that?
Well, I tried to establish it. I was open to that, but everyone said no, no, no. And now... You snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose.
And this weekend we're going to New Hampshire. Now you're a Vermont native. Do you consider this sort of your home track?
I do, actually. This was the first track I ever went to before I became Miss Sprint Cup. So it has a lot of emotion for me to go back there.
Is there like a Vermont-New Hampshire rivalry, though, or something along those lines?
That's our track. Oh, you mean in terms of states?
Yeah.
Oh, Vermont just rocks it left and right. So
okay. Better than New Hampshire?
There's no rivalry. We just dominate.
All other New England states pale in comparison, right? All right. So who do you like this weekend? Who's your pick?
Oh, boy. Well, speaking of your side bet with the Busch brothers, my pick this weekend is someone who's really been heating up this so far. Recently just climbed to the top 10 in points. I'm talking about
I see where you're going.
Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Yes. And he has won at this track before 3 different times. Twice for the single year of 2004, sweeping the whole season. He could do it again, I think. Plus, with this sort of energy he has going right now, he could very well pull off a win.
Cat can wheel a race car, man.
He can.
He can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you compare previous Furniture Row drivers with Kurt Busch, not anything against anybody else, but just what he's been able to do with that race team is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a one-car team, and he's like dominating right now.
And it is time. Well, he will win this season. I'm almost sure of it. So why not New Hampshire?
Why not this weekend?
All right. Who's your pick?
Oh, you give me next pick?
Yeah.
Or unless you want me to have next pick.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I said this on our other video. I said, you know, it surprises me that Junior hasn't done better here. Because he does really well at Richmond, although it's been a while. Does really well at Phoenix, although it's been a while. I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb
Sounds
here.
like a strong pick.
Yeah. I'm going out on a limb picking Junior.
I like the limb picks because I feel like this track in particular.
You're kind of silly not to pick Jimmy, right? I mean,
true.
You know, it's just like Jimmy's winning them all now. If we weren't so bad on restarts, come on, Jimmy. You know, he'd be like.
Well, he said he's going to forget
that
there are any restart rules, so maybe.
Good for you,
he'll get
James
the restart.
Johnson.
All right, but here's my pick, which I think is.
Well, we've all been waiting.
The most logical pick of the three. You guys both sort of reached a little bit. I'm going to go with Clint Boyer, who this is a great track for him. This was the site of his first Cup win. He finished 3rd and 4th here last season, and he's been turning in some very strong runs overall in 2013. So I'm going to go with Clint Boyer to take the checkers at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
That's a good pick.
So Clint, Junior, Kurt, and the past 10 years, different winners. Every race, I believe, right? So I think that
no repeat winners for the past 10 years or 10 races.
Maybe 10 races.
Better get your facts straight,
I better get them straight.
Go look it up.
One of the two.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Check back next week, see how everybody did.